All right. Next, we will tell the story of Joseph interpreting dreams. Joseph finally left prison. At this time, he was 30 years old. At this moment, Pharaoh recounted his dream. He said he dreamed that 7 cows came up. Then another 7 thin and weak cows came up and devoured the first 7 fat cows. Then it narrates 7 stalks of wheat, healthy, full ears of grain, and another 7 withered ears swallowed them. Pharaoh told these 2 dreams to Joseph. Then Joseph replied to Pharaoh as follows. Pharaoh's 2 dreams mean the same thing. God has already revealed to Pharaoh what he is about to do. 7 healthy cows represent 7 years. The 7 good ears of grain also represent 7 years. Indeed, both dreams carry the same meaning. That is, the 7 thin and ugly cows that came afterward represent 7 years, and the 7 hollow ears, scorched by the east wind, also represent 7 years. All 7 years of famine. This is what I have told Pharaoh. God has already shown Pharaoh what he will do. Egypt will soon experience 7 years of great abundance, followed immediately by 7 years of famine. Because the coming famine will be so severe, people will forget the previous years of abundance. As for Pharaoh having the dream twice, it is because God has firmly decided to carry out this matter, and he will surely accomplish it quickly. So Joseph then said, there will be 7 years of famine in Egypt, preceded by 7 years of abundance, and then followed by 7 years of famine, because the famine will be so severe, so that Egypt did not even notice the previous abundance. The famine will be extremely harsh, nearly destroying all of Egypt. However, there is a way to resolve Egypt's crisis. During the 7 abundant years, Pharaoh should collect and store Egypt's surplus grain, setting it aside for use during the coming 7 years of famine. Pharaoh thought Joseph's interpretation was excellent, as it provided a solution for the coming 7 years of famine. Thus, Pharaoh and his officials said to Joseph, Pharaoh declared, can we find anyone else like this man, in whom is the Spirit of God? How can we possibly find someone like him? Pharaoh said further to Joseph, since God has revealed all this to you, there is no one as wise or discerning as you. You shall oversee my household, and all my people will obey your commands. Only I, seated on the throne, will be greater than you. Then Pharaoh said, I hereby appoint you to govern all of Egypt. So Pharaoh took off the signet ring from his own hand, the ring used for sealing, and placed it on Joseph's hand. He also clothed Joseph in fine garments and placed a gold chain around his neck. Then Pharaoh had Joseph ride in the second royal chariot just below Pharaoh's own. And as they went, the herald ahead cried out, bow down. Then whoever encountered Joseph, they all bowed down before Joseph. In this way, Pharaoh appointed Joseph to rule over all of Egypt. Pharaoh said, I appoint Pharaoh over all the land of Egypt. Without my command, no one may act independently. Thus, Pharaoh appointed Joseph to govern all of Egypt. Then why did Pharaoh appoint Joseph to govern all of Egypt? It was according to God's plan. God wanted Joseph's family to come to Egypt, so they would have a place to settle. Therefore, God ordained 7 years of abundance, followed by 7 years of famine, enabling Joseph to achieve merit in Egypt and become a high-ranking official, so that his family could come to Egypt and have a place to settle. Because God made a covenant with Abraham, he did not immediately give the land of Canaan to Abraham, but as Jacob, Abraham's descendant, and Jacob's descendants continued to multiply, they could no longer temporarily dwell in the land of Canaan, because the land of Canaan is currently under the temporary administration of the Canaanites. And if their population kept growing, they would instead be persecuted by the local people. So God arranged for Israel to have a place to settle in Egypt. Many years later, after a famine occurred, the Israelites arrived in Egypt, and God settled them in the land of Goshen, because God had beforehand used Joseph, so that Joseph found favor in Pharaoh's sight. Thus Joseph's family could dwell in Egypt, a remarkably beautiful land called the land of Goshen, where they multiplied and flourished. Eventually, the Israelites greatly increased in number in Egypt, even exceeding the population of the Egyptians. Glory be to the Father and the Lord. Amen.